Last month, Emmy Award-winning actor, comedian, and producer John Leguizamo debuted his documentary special John Leguizamo Live at Rikers on Xfinity platforms as part of our Black Experience collection. And our very own multicultural editor, Liz, sat down with John for a brand new episode of Xfinity Hangouts. Kwam, you've had a chance to watch Liz's interview. What can you tell us about it?
Well, thank you, David. Yeah, John, he performs his play Ghetto Clown at Rikers prison, trying to inspire justice-involved young men to reflect openly about their own lives and, their challenges that they face with their incarceration. And as you mentioned, Liz had the opportunity to sit down with them in a really meaningful conversation. And I saw this one clip, and I just had to show it for y'all. So let's play it.
What we saw, which was filmed, was phenomenal. And I think obviously you're a funny guy, and it was so awesome to watch them laugh and sort of let their guard down a bit. But to me, I think what was so special was the sentiment behind it, the way that you were able to impact them and that relatability, right? When you started talking about your mom and your dad and the stories that you bring up, and you mentioned it already, that this was an important project to you. How important is it that you as a Latino too, right, that you're representing not only your work, but it feels like sometimes we're representing the whole culture, right? How important does that feel to you when you're on stage?
I mean, there's so much, like you said, to unpack here. I mean, we're so invisible in America still, even though we're the largest ethnic group, the oldest ethnic group, and we're 30% of the box office, but less than 2% of the leads on camera, less than 0.009 of the executives making the decisions. So you got that going. And then on top of that, we're the second most brutalized and killed by the police, the second largest ethnic group in prisons, the first largest ethnic group in the worst public schools in America. And our women, Latino women, are the lowest paid American in America. So there's a lot of rough statistics. So I thought that was very important to go inside the prison system and help these kids out somehow, give them some kind of hope, give them some kind of confidence that things will work out. And this GOZO program, Get Out, Stay Out, I've been a part of it for 10 years. Mark Goldsmith has been the pioneer who runs this place for 30 years. And there's no government funding. It's all raised by charity events. And the success rate is incredible. 99% of the inmates don't ever return back to the system. So it's a powerful thing. And we help the youngest inmates. Yeah. And then, finding out that, it's a huge part of the population is Latino. The ones that are Spanish speaking are lost in the system. They years and years to get seen, to get their cases heard. So that all just breaks your heart. I ate some of that food. It was gray. I mean, it was ham, cabbage, and potatoes it was all gray, in gray water, flavorless, overcooked to the max.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I had a share in their pain.
And so, as you can see there, John, he's just super passionate about his work and why he felt like he needed to go into, Rikers Island and put on the play for those kids. And what I really loved most about this was the he shows that he cares about these disenfranchised communities, specifically the Latino community, especially coming off the heels of Hispanic Heritage Month. We often look at people who are in prison as evil villains, when a lot of the times they're just a lot of times kids who lost their way or just fell victim to systemic obstacles. And this conversation really helped humanize a lot of these kids who find themselves in these awful situations.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, as you mentioned, in addition to showing John performing his one-man Broadway show, the actual Live at Rikers special shows him having these conversations with members of this GOSO, Get Out, Stay Out, or program that he mentioned. And that's a Harlem-based program aimed at preventing reoffenses by helping young men further their education, secure employment, among other things. And the the program has a really incredible success rate in terms of percentages of men who reoffend. It's and I don't want to misquote it, but the percentage of people who don't reoffend is much higher than average. The inmates who go through this program. So John sits down and talks with them about their life, what it's like inside prison, how they got there. It's just a fascinating special. And also I'll just say that I've had the fortune to interview John once really early in my career, and he's just the kindest man, so giving, so funny, just a very, very genuine person. And for someone who's been in this business as long as he has been, to still give back like he does and still be down to earth and so accessible and generous with his time, says a lot about him. So that's my two cents on the matter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, kudos to him for using his power and fame for good. Definitely something I'm interested in. And, I grew up with him as Luigi too, and was being and he's often in comedies. I was thinking of Spawn, he's that clown. But he's such a great actor that why wouldn't you want to, pay more attention to these things? So kudos to him.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit with Liz, and it reminded me of, and I couldn't remember it when I talked to her then too, about a comedian who had done a roast in a prison, and how how wild that was. I shouldn't even brought this up because now I can't even remember the name of the comedian or the special. But anyway, I think it's really fascinating. Check it out. You can see Liz's full interview with John Leguizamo right now by saying Hangouts into your Xfinity voice remote, or watch both the interview and the Live at Rikers special simply by saying John Leguizamo into your voice remote. You'll be able to find both things there.